This week on the programme we have the semi-finals of the Tipperary Cup from Thurles, the final of the Midland Puppy Derby from Mullingar, along with the semi-finals of the Champion Stakes and the final of the Bernard Barry, which incorporates a benefit night in aid of Barrettstown Serious Fun, all from Shelbourne Park. We also have an update on the SkillNet seminars. Well, last weekend it looked like our summer had deserted us, but the weather didn't deter the crowds from turning up at the Thurles Stadium on Saturday night for the semi-finals of the Red Mills and Thurles Co-op Tipperary Cup, worth over €36,000 in prize money. Mal Keaveney was there.
Dogs have been placed in traps for the first semi-final. In 1, Rival Dice, Broadacre's Tommy is 2, Digital is 3, 4, Charity Jack, Typical Farmers 5 and 6, Manx Charlie. 3, Digital is the strong favourite here for Michael O'Donovan, here coming towards traps. 5 to 5 is the distance, and best of all, Broadacre's Tommy breaks well. Digital it is in a spot of bother. Broadacre's Tommy taking them through the opening couple of bends. Charity Jack beginning to show some improvement as well as they hit the back straight. It's Broadacre's Tommy now and Charity Jack. Rival Dice is in third. Our favourite is in trouble. Broadacre's Tommy and Charity Jack locked together in battle as they chase the final bend. Rival Dice is there as well into the home straight up towards the finish. Broadacre's Tommy is going to score. Broadacre's Tommy wins it. Very close for seconds. The confirmation of the first semi-final win here for Broadacre's Tommy, a 7th career win for this Graham Holland runner. 2nd, Rival Dice. 3rd, Charity Jack. No place in the final so for Digital. The winning time 28.82. A very interesting runner in the second semi-final is Mama Tina, the property of the Children's Foundation run by Christina Noble. And with me is the CEO, and that's Reggie Murray. Reggie, how did you manage to acquire Mama Tina?
I think it's donated by some of the members of the Thurles Dog Racing, the Greyhound Association. And we're very pleased to have someone or a dog actually, that's generating funds for our facilities in Vietnam and Mongolia. If Mama Tina gets to the final round of the Tipperary Cup, I think is what it's called, the potential prize of €20,000 would go directly to the organization's efforts to improve schools and medical facilities in Vietnam and Mongolia.
She's won twice here in Thurles. You're going for a third win on the trot tonight?
Third time tonight, and hopefully again next week.
Are you confident?
I know, fairly confident.
Now, I know this is your first visit to Thurles Greyhound Stadium, your first visit to any Greyhound meeting. How are you enjoying it?
I'm having a most delightful evening, in fact. I'm enjoying it thoroughly. I've met the most amazing people here tonight. And actually, it's been the best possible experience I could have asked for.
We're ready for the second semi-final. Queensberry is 1, Cabra Dancer is 2, Lemon Shergar is 3, 4, Vacant 5, Mama Tina, and Clemens Destiny is 6. Plenty of support in the market for Cabra Dancer running from box 2 here, coming towards traps, and away they go. Cabra Dancer bounces away. Best of all, Mama Tina and Lemon Shergar there as well, but Cabra Dancer is running exceptionally wide, now closes in. There's a spot of bother, and Lemon Shergar is challenging for the lead as they hit the back straight. Cabra Dancer not out of the reckoning yet. In behind it's Mama Tina, 3 to qualify. Lemon Shergar has a slight advantage as they take the couple of closing bends here at Thurles. This the final bend. Lemon Shergar in the white jacket racing up towards the line. It's going to be close, but 3, Lemon Shergar holds on. Cabra Dancer and Mama Tina there for 2nd and 3rd. The second semi-final has been won by Lemon Shergar in 29.40. 2nd 2, Cabra Dancer, and taking 3rd 5, Mama Tina. That winning time again 29.40. A representative of each finalist drew a sheet number for the purpose of the draw for next weekend's final. It is as follows: in 1, Lemon Shergar; 2, Broadacre's Tommy; in 3, Cabra Dancer; 4, Mama Tina; 5, Charity Jack; and with the stripes 6, it's Rival Dice. The final takes place here in Thurles on Sunday night next, the feature race of a very impressive card.
Over the last few weeks, a number of SkillNet seminars have taken place at various venues around the country. Niamh Kenny from Exodia Europe Consulting explained what the seminars were all about.
SkillNets is a programme, it's a national programme funded through the Department of Enterprise, Trade and Employment, and it's run by a national body called SkillNets Ireland. We're trying to establish a training network for the Greyhound sector. So over the last couple of weeks we've been going around the country doing consultations by way of seminar really to try and find out what people's needs and demands are. We've been to 9 different locations including Clonmel, where the procedure was really that we would have a trainer, a vet, a nutritionist and a guest speaker at all of the seminars. And at the end of them I've been speaking about SkillNets and encouraging people to join and encouraging people to fill in the forms and give feedback about what they'd like from a training network. We have now until the 9th of September to identify really what the training needs of the Irish Greyhound sector are and to develop a full business plan, training plan and budget, operating structures, the whole shebang really. So we've been working, the Irish Greyhound Owners and Breeders Federation have been working very closely with the IGB to try to develop a structure in the first instance. So we already have now a steering committee which is going to make up a new limited company which will deliver a SkillNets training network if you like. We will submit the plan for funding in September and then hopefully we'll have a full working network in January 2006. And what that means really for everybody in the Greyhound business in Ireland is that if they become a member of the SkillNet and if they become a member of the network, they'll be able to undertake training that will suit their needs in a kind of location and in situation and timing that suits them. And it's really a very flexible programme because if you need training, for example, in breeding, if you think that you'd like something like that, and if there's a significant number of people who also want the same thing, then that's what will be delivered. And there'll be significant resources, so you might be able to bring experts over from the US or from Australia or the UK or whatever. And there's been lots of ideas really. I mean, there's been discussion about a national training facility, there's been discussion about trying to establish a master class of trainers which would become kind of accredited by the board and then they'd be the ones who would maybe get first preference for syndication, for example. So we're trying to compile information right at this moment, you know, based on the questionnaires that we're getting people to fill out. And then we're going to compile that information and identify, well, what are the core needs that people have and then build a course around that and build the whole programme around that really. So it's a little bit of a blank canvas at the moment and we're just trying to establish really what the need is and what the demand is.
Mullingar Stadium was delighted to welcome back the Midland Puppy Derby 525, an event which has been absent on the racing calendar for a number of years, but thanks to its new sponsors, Accelerated Drains, it's back on track and the final took place last Saturday night, with an offer of over €5,000 to the winner.
It's our first time in Mullingar Greyhound racing to sponsor something at this magnitude, but Accelerated Drain Cleaning has been sponsoring a lot of events over the last number of years. I've been dragged into this through a great man, well known to everybody in Ireland, called the Iron Man from Road, Paddy McCormack, who trains 2 greyhounds for both myself, my wife Marie and daughter Orla.
And have you had much luck?
Yes, we have been very successful. We enjoy the sport, it's very good. We're in it for the crack and for sport, but we have a dog running here tonight after the big race, and we'll do as much roaring with that dog as the people that will win the big race.
And of course, I'm sure you'll have a few bob on Paddy McCormack's dog in the big race.
I will, because Paddy has always been a winner, and even when he was playing against my own county, he was a winner. But yes, I will be having a few pound on Paddy's dog. I think Paddy's dog will win tonight.
The runners now on parade for the final of the Accelerated Drains Midland Puppy Derby here at Mullingar. One Smiling Warrior, trained by Anne Baxter, for Jason Richardson and Matt Sweeney in Balbriggan, a daughter of Bypass Byway and Pinewood Warrior, ideally housed but an 8-to-1 chance. In 2 we have the outsider of the field, Bright Frost, owned and trained by Larry Clancy. This a well-bred daughter of Dewey's Vierian, Bright Snow. She's won 3 of 10 career starts. In 3 we have Homer's Lad, trained by Declan Byrne for Dick Holehead and Carlo. This a son of Knockgiven Major and Miss Seskin. Good early pace. He's won 3 of 11 starts. In 4 the favourite, Lolo's Choice, at 6-4. This one trained by Paddy McCormack and owned by Ronnie Crevan in Finglas, a daughter of Honcho Classic and James Q. She's won 4 from 7. She stands out as the one to beat. In 5, Hot Rain, trained locally by Francie Murray for Howard Wallace in Scotland, a son of Mustang Yank and Dalcash Rumble, a 3-to-1 chance with leading claims. And finally in 6, Tahina Traz, owned and trained by Jason Crokin and Frank Little and Ross Lee, a son of Spring Gamble and Postal Lady, 7 wins from 27, but this a 10-to-1 chance. Well, the runners now in traps for the final of this Accelerated Drains Midland Puppy Derby. The favourite in trap 4, Lolo's Choice, the hair up behind traps, and away they go. Lolo's Choice in 4 off to a good start, but she cuts inwards. It's 1 Smiling Warrior, leads the bend, but down to 5 Hot Rain show good pace. Up bumping between them, 1 Smiling Warrior now enters the back straight, about a length and a half in front. 5 Hot Rain in chase, then comes 3 Homer's Lad, but down into the third bend, 1 Smiling Warrior, but 5 Hot Rain closing fast and goes to the front. Number 5 Hot Rain leads around the third bend. 1 Smiling Warrior checks at that point. Oh, further bunching again. It's 5 Hot Rain. 1 Smiling Warrior coming back to them. Running on number 2 Bright Frost, but coming to the line. It's number 1 Smiling Warrior. Here comes 2 Bright Frost. Desperately close on the line. That's certainly one for the judge. Back in third was 5 Hot Rain. In what was certainly a very dramatic finish to the Accelerated Drains Midland Puppy Derby, number 2 Bright Frost getting up in the very last stride to beat number 1 Smiling Warrior. Back in third was number 5 Hot Rain, and the winning time 29.78.
That was a close call. Thanks be to God, she does that most nights now. She comes from way behind. I'd say her future is in longer distances, you know. But she's a lovely little dog. Lovely little dog. I bred her myself, and I won this thing in 1979, and I won various things in between. I've been very lucky, particularly here. I've been very lucky, and I'm getting on, of course. I had a serious operation last year, nearly went, and came home to get this one.
Well, you're not a stranger to good dogs. You've had a good few.
No. I bred Lively Band that won the Derby, and I bred a lot of good dogs, and I've had a good life with dogs. Now I didn't work with dogs all the time. I worked, if you know what I mean, and dogs were my pastime. And when I retired, then I enjoyed the dogs more than ever, and I am enjoying them now better than ever.
Well, Larry, what's going to happen now? Are you going to head for the Puppy Derby?
I don't think she's quick enough out of the box, as you probably saw here. I'd say this is probably her forte here, Mullingar, where she makes up all her time on the bends. She'd run around the saucer, do you know what I mean? But I mean in Shelbourne or that, she wouldn't get that chance. But I go wherever. I think, as I said, her future lies in longer distances, you know. And I will keep her for breeding. I've been offered a good price for her, and look, I didn't take it, thanks be to God. But I'll keep her on, and if I live long enough, we'll rear pups out of her, and maybe we come here again in a few years. And sure, it's delightful to be here, particularly with you people. As I said to you over there, she went over and looked at the trophy, and I said she has her eye on that.
Which she certainly had, yeah. And you're going home with it now tonight.
Indeed, and thank you very much.
Shelbourne Park opened its gates to another busy week, starting off with a benefit night for Barrettstown. Situated in Ballymore Eustace in County Kildare, Barrettstown is a therapeutic recreation centre for seriously ill children. But fun costs money, and therefore they decided to hold a benefit night at Shelbourne Park last week.
Well, a lot of people enjoying themselves in Shelbourne Park, and Jenny Winter, you're one of the people, I suppose, responsible for bringing a lot of people here tonight.
Yeah, that's right. Actually, one of our supporters came up with the idea of running a Greyhound racing night, and I have to say I knew very little about anything to do with Greyhound racing, but Basil Houlihan said, you know, come along, we'll get lots of people there, and I must admit I'm completely amazed. It's been fantastic.
So you're an expert now, are you?
No.
Not just yet. Tell us something about Barrettstown.
Barrettstown is a camp which is based in Kildare, and we bring children with cancer and other serious illnesses and run a programme of adventure and activities, which the aim is to try and help them overcome some of the trauma that they've had as a result of their illness. Because, as you know, if you're a parent, you can imagine that a sick child brings all sorts of other challenges to the whole family, and quite often their children don't really get a chance to be children. And so what we've developed down at Barrettstown is a safe environment. We have medical staff on 24-hour cover, and so the kids can come there and they can still have their medication, but they can also behave like kids. So they kind of climb high ropes, and they ride horses, and they canoe, and they paint faces and get on the theatre, and it's all activities. But the programme is actually called Therapeutic Recreation, but for the kids it's just about having fun, and that's really makes quite a difference to their ability to get back their self-confidence and deal with some of the trauma.
So really, it's their holiday.
Yeah, we kind of pretend it's a holiday, but actually there's a really serious reason for doing it, because we know that kids who come to Barrettstown go back and they're better able to deal with the challenges of being a sick child. And so, we want the kids to feel like it's fun, but actually behind that there's a really serious reason for doing it.
So did you come up with a lot of support when you went looking for sponsorship for this night?
Yeah, it was brilliant actually. It was lovely because once the idea sort of was mooted and we decided we'd go ahead with it, it kind of took legs and people came out of the woodwork and started saying, yeah, I'll sponsor a race and I'll come, I'll take a table. And it's been fantastic, so we're delighted.
We wish Barrettstown and all who visit lots of serious fun. And now moving on to Saturday night's action, we take a look at the final of the Bernard Barry winner of 2 with €5,000 up for grabs to the winner.
Runners in traps for the final of the Bernard Barry winner of 2 stake. 1 Barbara Kimmy, 2 Gifted Sir, 3 Wine Tavern Oscar, 4 Brickhammer, 5 Agamemnon and 6 Carrigain Smooth. They're now up behind traps. And away they go, and first to show us trap number 6 on the outside, Carrigain Smooth. Number 4 also going well, that is Brickhammer, but around the bend is number 6, Carrigain Smooth that leads from 4 Brickhammer. Then comes 1, Barbara's Kimmy, but down the far side 6, Carrigain Smooth, now being tackled by number 4, Brickhammer, who goes to the front, closing fast, number 2, Gifted Sir, and 1 Barbara's Kimmy. Down into the third bend, and 6, Carrigain Smooth now hits the front, but 2, Gifted Sir hits the front from 1 Barbara's Kimmy, but around the final bend, number 2, Gifted Sir, this fellow a fast finisher. He goes on to win the Bernard Barry stake in fine style. Close for second, 1 Barbara's Kimmy perhaps. In third, number 4, Brickhammer, but no doubt about the winner, number 2, Gifted Sir, in fine fashion, and 28.90 the winning time. Well, in what was quite an eventful race, the Bernard Barry winner of 2, 5.25, goes to number 2, Gifted Sir. Second was number 1, Barbara's Kimmy, and third, number 4, Brickhammer, and the winning time, a fast 28.90.
Well, Ger, a big run there from Gifted Sir. He did nicely, yeah?
Well, yeah. Great out from halfway. Once he hits the back straight, comes home very strong.
I'd say you were happy out of the second bend where he was positioned.
I was. Halfway down the back, I said, unless he got into trouble. He nearly collect.
What's the story? Where'd you get this dog, Ger?
We bred them ourselves. With the mother at home and a few comrades.
Will he go for the Derby now?
So he might take his chance. He's running well here, around Shelbourne. Probably the track suits him.
And he earned the entrance money tonight.
He did.
The main attraction on the night was the semi-finals of the €60,000 Boyle Sports Champion Stakes. There were 3 heats, and the first 2 to pass the line in each heat qualified for the final next Saturday night, the 30th.
The opening semi-final of the Boyle Sports Champion Stakes. 1 Plum Picker, 2 Honda Dove, in 3 Droopies Maldini, 4 Enchanting Hero, 5 Heart Rumble and 6 Yeman. And they're away, and it's number 4, fast out, Enchanting Hero. Droopies Maldini slowly in the stride, and it's Enchanting Hero number 4, leads from 1 Plum Picker and 6 Yeman on the outside. Now Enchanting Hero leads on the second bend, but here comes 6 Yeman, challenging and taking it up down the far side. Number 6 Yeman from 4 Enchanting Hero, 3 Droopies Maldini is flying in behind, but it's number 6, that's Yeman, leads onto the final bend from 3 in second place, Droopies Maldini off the final bend, and it's 6 Yeman going to win it. Second is number 3 Droopies Maldini, third is 4 Enchanting Hero. The time is 29.85. The result of the opening semi-final of the Champion Stakes. The winner, number 6 Yeman, owned by Colin McCarthy, trained by Owen McKenna. Second, number 3 Droopies Maldini, and third, number 4 Enchanting Hero. The time 29.85. The second semi-final of the Boyle Sports Champion Stakes. 1 Killock Billy, 2 Agent Goodnight, 3 Caldery Fast Trap, 4 Gold Star Premier, 5 Holborn Major, and 6 the favourite Tire Ted. And they're away, and Tire Ted is off to a flyer from 6. So too is number 1 Killock Billy going up well, and 4 Gold Star Premier in between them. But on the corner, Tire Ted surges to the front, goes on from 4 Gold Star Premier in second. Then comes 1 Killock Billy down the far side, and Ted is powering down the far side. He's 5-6 clear into the third bend from 4 Gold Star Premier in second. 1 Killock Billy is running on well in third, and number 5 Holborn Major is arriving with a rush. But up the straight, it's number 6, that's Tire Ted, out clear, wins it in a huge run. Second, number 4 Gold Star Premier, third, number 5 Holborn Major. The time a brilliant 29.58. The result of the second semi-final of the Boyle Sports Champion Stakes. The winner, number 6 Tire Ted, owned by PJ Fahey, trained by Paul Hennessy. Second, number 4 Gold Star Premier, third, number 5 Holborn Major. The time a brilliant 29.58.
The third semi-final of the Boyle Sports Champion Stakes. In 1 Student Pass, 2 Red Barn Panther, 3 Disguised, 4 Property Rebel, 5 Domestic Ranger, and in 6 the favourite Droobies Marco. Here's the hare. Under away, 6 Marco is well away, so is 5 Domestic Ranger and 3 Disguise going up well. Inside, number 1 Student Pass, but at 6 Droobies Marco skips around the bend in front from 1 Student Pass. 3 Disguised is well positioned and down the far side. Number 6 Droobies Marco gone 4 lengths in front from 3 Disguised, who's moving fast in second. 1 Student Pass is next and then Red Barn Panther. Final bend and it's Droobies Marco out front all the way, running wide, and 3 Disguised is closing the gap. Coming up the straight though, Droobies Marco is going to win it. Disguised is second, number 3. Third, it's close between 1 Student Pass and 4 Property Rebel. The time, another very fast run, 29.75 from Droobies Marco. The result of the third semi-final, the winner, number 6 Droobies Marco, owned by Lawrence Blunt and Martin Wakefield, trained by Fraser Black. Second, number 3 Disguised. Third, number 1 Student Pass. The time, 29.75. The final of the Boyle Sports Champion Stakes will be run next Saturday night, and the draw is as follows. In 1 Disguised, 2 Gold Star Premier, 3 Droobies Maldini. In 4 his little brother Droobies Marco, 5 Tire Ted and 6 Yeman. It promises to be one of the greatest ever Champion Stakes finals, and what a trap draw. Tire Ted obviously the one to beat, but he can afford no mistakes whatever.
Well, we've seen the 3 heats of the Boyle Sports Champion Stakes, the favourite and second favourite going through in each of the 3 heats. Paul McGee of Boyle Sports, it's the perfect final.
It is absolutely the perfect final. You couldn't believe it. Very, very seldom happens that first and second favourites, everybody talking about them, they all will get through. 6 dogs. I thought arguably the Dundalk International, Boyle Sports Dundalk International, the 12th of July was the race of the season. Unfortunately, Westmead didn't go, Westmead Hawk didn't go in the end up, but this is some cracking race, and the trap draw, very interesting.
As always, the trap draw makes a huge difference, and I know your prices sort of reflect this. What are you going to make favourite? Tyro Ted?
Oh yeah, you'd have to make Tyro Ted. Very impressive. Okay, he got away and he had a solo, really. We're going 5-4 Tyro Ted, but I was very impressed with Yeman in the first semi-final. Really, really impressed. He didn't break great, but he showed great pace up and around the outside. He would be my little fancy, I would think.
And what price is Yeman?
Yeah, Yeman is available at 7-2.
I thought Droobies Maldini and Droobies Marco, the little brothers, ran very well in, Marco in victory and Maldini in defeat tonight. I'd imagine they're about the next bet in the market.
They are. Droobies Maldini, who was unlucky tonight, it broke, but then it cut legs, I think, with trap 2. But he's had a lot of running, so maybe, and again, he's in trap 3 for the final. I wouldn't be siding with him. I will stick with Tyro Ted, may win it, but my fancy would be Yeman at 7-2, could be good value.
Absolutely. We must give the other two a mention. Disguised ran a big race behind Droobies Marco tonight. He was only caught late in last year's Boyle Sports Champion Stakes. He could run a big race, maybe?
I think he could run a big race. I think, though, he's been rested for a while. He's coming back into form. I think he might need a couple of more runs before. Obviously he won't run before the final, but I think he'd be better off just a little bit later.
Gold Star Premier, the outside of the field.
Yeah, Gold Star Premier. He just chased home a very, very good dog. Not more he could do, bar qualify, and that's it. Tyro Ted is going to be the favourite, but I'm not going to be swayed.
Well, that's it. We know the final. It's a quality race. Tyro Ted the favourite in trap 4, but anything can happen. This is the nature of greyhound racing. Join us next week for the final of the Boyle Sports Champion Stakes.
It's Festival Week in Galway this week, so in next week's programme we'll have the finals of the Flaherty Markets Cara Plate and the Victor Chandler Open 525 from the College Road Stadium. We'll also be in Harold's Cross for the final of the Bagot Racing Irish Puppy Oaks, then on to Shelbourne Park for the final of the Champion Stakes. We'll have Sunday's action from Thurles where the final of the Tipperary Cup takes place, and Lifford for the final of the Northwest Oaks.
For a complete fixtures list and more information, log on to the Irish Greyhound website at www.igb.ie.